l'enfant.
Hi everyone, so I'm Marc Antoine Durand, CEO of LiPP. First question, who's the entrepreneur in the room? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Second question, who's working on a mobile app right now? Okay. And who knows about mobile acquisition? Good. Okay, so let's start. So, just a few points to show you what is LiPP and what's our vision. This product is really simple. So the vision for this product is to be a mobile app to create, watch, and share videos. It's really simple. But videos is really mainstream now, but we tackle major problems for video. Because the first one is that sharing is not creative. So today, when you are on platforms and you watch a video, you can just like it, share it for your friends, comment it, but you cannot transform it. So it's not really creative, especially when you see that most people now create video contents. So the first thing is that sharing is really not creative. The second things, and it will be interesting for virtual reality in a few years, is that vertical newsfeed suck for video. So the newsfeed, the vertical newsfeed, when you use a newsfeed, you have to scroll down. You have to, for video, you have to wait for the video to load. You have to stop, watch the video, and scroll again, and scroll again. So the newsfeed is really not made for video. When you're on Instagram, when you're on Vine, when you're on Facebook, it's really difficult to watch video, and the experience is not immersive. So there is a lot of challenges for video to come. And the third thing is that video is mainstream, but video discovery is not really simple now. So when you want to search for a video on YouTube, you have to type a name, you have to type something, you have to search for content, or a friend has to share it for you. So the notion of video discovery is really poor today. So we have 3 challenges and 3 missions to work on these 3 pain points for the future of video. So what's our secret sauce for this app? And what's make it really viral is that we really allow users to be addicted to video. I will show you the figures about what we're doing with this app. So just to show you for those who don't know the app, it's the Android version. So when you open the app, you have video discoveries. You open it, you can go on categories you like, and you have a video, and you just have to type on the video to see the next one. So it makes video really addictive, and what's really important is that when you see a video, you can transform it when you want. So you can put a text on it, you can put your voice over it, you can comment over it, you can put a music over it and share it for your friends. So video becomes really a flexible media. So that's really important that you can become creative with video you watch. So now today we have a growing community of users, and we are more than 1 million users on the app. So when I talk about creativity, so we have more than 40% of our users that create contents. That's really important for us. We have more than 15 million recordings on the app right now, and 4 million LiPPs have been shared on social medias. The second thing really important is that we make video addictive. Our users watch an average of 100 videos a day, so that's really huge, because we create an experience that allows them to watch a lot of videos and spend time watching videos when they want. So we launched a beta with the ability to watch video only in France and Android, and we already have 10 million views on these videos. So we know that there is a really big potential for video, and the challenges are really big. And the last figure for us, really important, is 20% of daily active users spend 2 hours using the app every day. So people are using the app to create, to share for their friends, and to watch videos. So this figure shows that there is a lot of challenge to do and a lot of work for us to come. So how we started. So let's start the core of the conference. So we start with the hackathon and an MVP. So just to make it short, before LiPP we had an app called Bubbler. It was an app with not a lot of users, and we had a lot of difficulty to to create a product, to create new features. We talked a lot about it. We had a lot of debates, and we didn't know how to make acquisition. It was really hard. It was like walking on the desert. So we decided to change the way we think about a product, and we're deciding to do things instead of thinking every time and talk every time about the product. So we decided to stop developing the previous app, and we say, okay, we're going to develop a new app in 48 hours. We're going to develop very essential features, and we're going to push it. And when we're going to push it, we are going to measure it. And if it fails, we get rid of it. If it works, we can iterate on it. So it's the method you read on books, but I read a lot of books about this kind of method, and the only thing you can do to understand it is to do it. So you really have to build fast, to measure fast, and to learn fast. So that's really important to do that, to do things, and even for acquisition or product management. So we have two rules in LiPP. The first one is if a feature is not used by at least 25% of a user, we get rid of it. So meaning that if we have worked a lot, for example, a month on a feature, and it's not working, we don't debate on it, we get rid of it. And the second thing is, if you get rid of a feature and your user are screaming, you can iterate on it. So I will show you after some use cases about this. So we were talking about tools. I think for acquisition or anything else or product, the best tool is Excel. So you need an Excel. You just need to track all the things you do, all the things you ship on the app, and see what's working, what's not working, how you can perform it. So that's what we do with our designer and with our team in acquisition. We just track everything on the app and we see if it's working. So we prefer now to have a kind of scientific method instead of debating and making philosophy about a product and the vision. So I have 3 case studies for you tonight, and after I will talk more especially about the acquisition. The first case study for you to see is about the feature. So for example, we shipped a feature that allow users to enter the phone numbers to receive the link to download the app, because we saw a lot of famous and training websites or apps were doing this. So we tried this and nobody used it. So it took about a week to do that, so we get rid of it. The second thing is when we launched LiPP, we just allow users to create a video and share it on social medias only. It was just a tool. One day, a big Facebook page shared this LiPP. It was a podcast, was really funny. It was podcast, and 1.7 billion views on this video has been made, but nobody knew it was made on LiPP. So we just cried when we saw that. Say, oh. So instead of crying, we iterated and we find a new way to make sure that people understand that this video had been made on LiPP. So we put a watermark on it made with LiPP, and for example, you can see a LiPP that has really performed last week, so by 21 million people in Europe, and all these people, and see the 5.3 million times, so it's very huge. All these people saw the watermark. So by iterating, by knowing that we had made mistakes, we iterated and we put this watermark, and after it's working really well right now. Another example, the last one about the case studies, about the method, is the iteration. At the beginning, when we launched LiPP, it was just a tool to create funny videos to share on Messenger. Only that, only thing. After we developed the product, we made a lot of features, but we realized that the main thing to create retention and engagement was to allow users to watch the LiPP. So we create a platform. So we said, okay, let's start in 2 days. We're going to develop a feature that we allow to show you a discover of the best LiPP based on the ratio about likes, comments, or anything about likes, views. We shipped the first version. Nobody understood that they could watch LiPP. Second version, say, okay, let's put arrows to say, hey, you can click on there. Nobody clicked on there. So, and we iterated 10 times. So it was like we were working during 3 months and nothing worked. We were like depressed. So what we did is that we sit down with the team and say, okay, let's think about it. And we're going to rebuild everything. So we rebuilt everything. And you saw even the last version with a big video and nobody understood. The people thought, oh, it's an ad. No, I don't click on it. So we just sit with the team and say, okay, we're going to rebuild everything. We're not going to ship and so fast. We're going to sit down and think. And we ship this version, really simple. People just have to click on the discover, and we have now 80% of a user that open the TV channels. So we iterated more than 10 times and 3 months on this product, but the methodology of working too fast sometimes is not always working. So when you have to push something, you can push really fast, measure, but sometimes you have to sit down with the team, take a week to think about it, and iterate on it. So it's really important to do things to understand that. So if you want to create a product on an app, you have to have this methodology, because the most important thing is the team and the way you create the product and the methodology. So now let's talk about acquisition and how we get. So for us, the important thing on acquisition is to test every channel. The important thing is to understand how every channel works for your user. So the first channel we tested, and was a great opportunity for us, was Messenger. Because last year I was right here at the back, and Facebook launched the possibility to share a video on Messenger directly. So it was really cool because it allows you to share video in your conversation in Messenger. So okay, let's go. We're gonna develop an app with funny videos, and then we're gonna only allow users to share them on Messenger. So it was a real success. We built it in 48 hours, and was the beginning of LiPP. So we used this great opportunity to make acquisition. Because when you send a LiPP to a friend, the friend will download the app and say, I want to make the same. So there is a really strong referral. We tested with 3 channels of acquisition. So the channel of acquisition are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And what we noticed is that this channel of acquisition didn't work, because we work with influencers that had 3 million followers on Instagram, and for example, a guy called Kasperly, he posted a LiPP. He had 100,000 likes on his LiPP, but nobody downloaded the app. Wow. Okay. So we did the same on Twitter. Guys with big accounts posted on Twitter, didn't work. It was the same on Facebook. On Facebook, great stars in France, for example, posted on their Facebook, but the conversion rate was really low. So what we understood is that for these social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you need a high volume of user posting at the same time and flooding your timeline. So if you work with only one influencer or one guy that is really powerful on social medias, it won't work. So we realized that, because for us it was really intuitive to say, hey, I will talk to a guy with 1 million users on his platform, on Facebook, and it will work, but it didn't work. But we tested this social media, and it really became our main channel of acquisition. We knew that, of course, Snapchat was the rising stars of apps. We had our users that were millennials, but we never tested it because we were not users of this service. We were a bit too old. So we tested Snapchat and it became our main channel of acquisition. Why? Because when you watch a story, when you are 15, you watch a story, you do that during the night. So when you do that during the night on your bed, you have time. And when you watch stories, because you're bored. So when you're bored, you need something cool to do. So when you see that someone is talking to you about an app, you download it. So you have really spare time to download it. And the second thing is really important, and it's the strength of Snapchat, is that for me this full screen is like life. Because for me on Snapchat it's like TV, reality TV. When you watch the screen, you have the impression that it's the real life. So when you see someone doing something using an app and have fun with his friend on Snapchat, on a video, full screen video, you want to do the same. So there is a very strong mimetism, or we can say referral rate, on this channel. So on Snapchat, we had more than 20% conversion rate. So it's really huge. I'd never seen that before. For example, I had a friend that had about 50,000 views per story. And we worked with him. He talked about the app. We had 3,000 downloads, and we were training search on the App Store the day after. So we said, wow, there is a huge opportunity for us because our audience is here, and we just need to contact all the influencers on Snapchat to talk about our app, and it will work. So it's really difficult to find an influencer because, for example, I'm 27. I don't know a teenager that had 15. And when you say, okay, so Snapchat is really huge for conversion. Okay, so how can I do that? I have a brother. No. So it's really difficult. For example, in the room, do you know 15-year-old teenager that are stars on Snapchat? You've never heard of them. So for you, it's like I say that the Snapchat stars for you are like ghosts because you never heard of them. So it's really difficult to find them. So you have to find techniques to find them. You have to talk to your user, say, hey, who's the star on Snapchat? They talk about someone, and after you meet someone that talk about all the networks of Snapchatter. But it's like a subterranean world. You don't even heard of these people, but these people on Snapchat, they had a terrific audience because their audience has been created by the word of mouth. Because there is no discovery of people on Snapchat, so when you add someone on Snapchat, you have to know his name or her name. So it's really powerful to have this audience, very homogeneous and really active on this network. So we had to crack this to make the app rise more than it used to do. What we did is that we know that on Twitter and on Instagram, you need volumes of user posting at the same time to flood the timelines. So what we did is that we work with the best influencer on Snapchat. It took months and months to find them because you have to say, hey, I'm the old guy, I'm 27. You say, who are you, man? So it's really difficult. You have to become friend with a 15-year-old guy. And after we said, these people, they love the product. All the 15-year-old people love our product. They have fun with it. So we said, hey, you can maybe talk to your audience, show the product, and tell them to send you your best slip, their best slips on social medias, maybe on Twitter, maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram. And it worked really well because the app became viral, and we were number one on the App Store overall, thanks to this method, because we knew that Snapchat is for conversion, and Instagram and Twitter convert with a huge number of people using the product at the same time. So these two social media, you can see it right now, these two social media, Twitter and Instagram, are really linked to engagement. So when we understood that, and then when we understood that, it was really easy to make acquisition. You just have to industrialize it. Thank you. So if you have a question.
When you say that someone share your video on Facebook and you're tracking that there is less than X% of conversion, how do you track that this video is connected to the number of people signing up to your app?
No, it's not connected, but when you try to measure this, you have no tracking, because when you put a link, for example, if you put a bit.ly or anything else, a tracking link, people don't click on this. People go directly on the App Store and they download the app. So you just have to see how the curve evolves. You have your organic growth, and you see, if you see an organic growth like this, and after like this, or like this, you understand that there is some change. But you cannot track exactly, but the idea is not to track exactly, because you can't on Snapchat, for example. You can put a link on Instagram, you can put a link on the description, so you have to see the graph and see if it's working or not. You have to see if there is a change in the virality.
And I have a second question. So for Snapchat, when you talk with your influencers, like a lot of influencers don't use the official app of Snapchat, so they have the ability to, for example, post videos and stuff like that. But the way you are working with Snapchat is just people saying that they're using LiPP, or are they uploading videos from LiPP to Snapchat?
You can't upload videos on Snapchat. Instead, you can use third apps, but they are forbidden by Snapchat. So it's really tricky. No, they talk about LiPP, and what they did is that they show another phone, and they were playing with the app, and people understood how it works, and they directly wanted to use it at the same time. As I talked, it was like a mimetism. You see someone doing something, you want to do the same because you have spare time and you have the possibility to do exactly the same at the same moment. So
yeah, okay. Okay, thank you very much.
So I recommend that you use Snapchat.
Hello. I would like to know if you use the same method to approach teenager on each platform.
The same method to approach teenagers.
To catch the...
The method I use, it's really, I spend my time on social medias every day, on Twitter. I had one method that worked at the beginning, is that I tried to find all the teenagers that had Snap on their Twitter bio. I use a tool called Follower Wonk, and on Follower Wonk you can track all the people that have some keywords on their bios. So I type Snap, and all the people that had Snap, and I rank them according to the number of followers. So I took the most powerful followers that had Snap, and I started like this. And after, you have some groups on Facebook that are really closed, like a black market of users that sell comes to each other. So you have to be part of this, and it takes months to do that. But there is no method. You have to search. You have to ask people. You have to. It's a long. There is no method. There is a. You have to do everything you can to do that.
Okay, thank you.
It's not easy.
Hey, how did you convince the teenagers to show your video? Like, what was the bargain? Did you
I
pay
send
them?
lips, and they laugh, so they use the product. So it's really easy.
All right. Okay.
So my product is the market for us. We don't have to make so much marketing, because the product is the marketing. Because when people use the app, they have fun, so they want to use it, they want to share it. So, and when I talk to these guys, some had already used the app before because their friend had sent them, because it was very viral in playgrounds. So it was some of them already knew the product, so they were oh thank you, yeah. So they was impressed or.
I guess the gist of what you're saying is that your product lends itself very well to the Snapchat format, but if you're developing a service or a product which isn't particularly well adapted to one social media in particular, how would you generalize what you were saying to that particular product?
If you have a product that doesn't fit to Snapchat, for example?
Yeah, or any particular social media.
Okay. To a practical social media, I would say that you have to. The thing I wanted to say is that you have to test everything, because I didn't quote all the channels I tested. I could have tested Periscope. I could have tested YouNow. I could have tested a lot of apps. I tried, for example, we tried to hack Tinder. We tried to hack Yik Yak. We tried a lot of apps because we knew that our audience were there. So you just have to create your audience with an existing platform and network. For example, you know the tarte à la crème, Airbnb and other platform, and Craigslist. They first grow their community through this hack. You say, okay, my users are there, so I have to find them, and I have to make sure that they know about my product. So anything you can, I don't know, maybe you can find Facebook groups that are, that people, it's a homogeneous community of people using some type of product that will love your product. I don't know. You have to find, you have to search, you have to understand your user and what they do.
So you just went through a lot of them until you found one that worked?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's what I say is about, because when we started, we didn't know anything about acquisition, really. we're on Twitter. We try to. We didn't know anything, so we changed the methodology. We say, okay, we're going to test everything now, and we can, for example, sometimes put some money. We can do some Facebook ads, for example. You can target people really easily. We tried everything. Even with small amounts of money, you can test anything. So that's the idea. We always test something with $10, $100, but that's all. So we don't spend our money. So we just test anything. And when you see that you have a big conversion rate, you can put all your money on it. So that's all.
One last question, maybe?
Thank you, Marc Antoine, for sharing your experience with LiPP with us this evening. I'm curious to know, because you explained a number of, for want of a better expression, success factors that you've had using within your team to develop things very quickly, to analyze, to measure very quickly, and also to find new sources of social media that you can use and tap into those. How do you make your money?
I was waiting for this question. So, in this company, we already earn our own money because we work for other company to help them become viral. So for example, right now we don't need to develop a business model for LiPP because we have the money and the time to develop the product and make it as big as we want it to become. Because our goal for this product is to become next YouTube, because we really think the mobile experience is really poor and we want to go really as far as possible. So we make sure that the company is divided into several departments and that we have the money to create this product. But for the business model, we think that this product can allow any video to become a meme. So for example, you have a brand or a movie, and imagine that you have not one version of this movie, but you have 1 million versions of this movie, and these versions of movie are sent to your friends, to people in private messages. So the idea is that when you can personalize a message, the referral rate is really strong. So people are kind of co-creators of ads. So that's our model, and we think that we can work with brands, but we are not huge about this. We can work with brand or cool companies to make sure that the video become viral and become memes. So that the idea is the video become flexible, and we have distribution channels that help us to make it viral. So the business model is linked about to that.
Thank you.
Hi, and well, first, congratulations for the great work you put. My question is regarding your clients. You're actually working or trying to attract teenagers, and it's worked very well for now. But I think those are really hard to retain and have them play on the long term, even though you have 20% of them spending more than 2 hours a day. So my question is, are you planning to target other categories, and how would you actually do that?
Yeah, old people. Next target.
Or just probably more...
On LiPP, you have two questions. The first question is, are we going to be more mainstream for not people that are not teenagers?
Non-teenagers.
And the first question is about retention. The first question about retention is, we created a platform because we know that people wanted to watch videos. So when you create a platform, people are... Even the people that are not creative, people that don't want to create a content, they can watch video. So we retain people by showing them everyday amounts and amounts of video they want to see. So they know that they can come back and they can see the best video on the web because we have an algorithm that shows them every day the best video, and they can share them for their friends. So the value proposition for us, we are building right now, so we have a lot of work and we're working really hard on it. The value proposition is to have a very great mobile video experience. So the idea is to create a platform to be able to link, to share, and to watch a lot of type of video, not even lips. So it's going to become more than just lips. videos. And the second question is, we see that our targets, our first users are women between 13 and 17, and these women talks to the male friends, and the male friends talk to the people that are older. So when we have a wave of growth, we see that we have the women after the men and after the older people. So it's like a wave every time. So organically you can create that. You don't have to target them really specifically. You know that the women between 13 and 17 are the first users of your service.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Yes.
Que l'enfant